Hey folks, welcome to the second episode of the Avalanch Conditions Report, brought to you by Whitewater Ski Resort and Backcountry My name's Dave and I am part of the snow safety team up here at Whitewater. So let's quickly recap. It's been a while since we've talked, and the big thing is it's been really cold. We've had this Arctic air that's been hanging around the region, and it's produced, yesterday, some record-breaking cold temperatures. Cold temperatures are not good for a snowpack. The classic joke is referring to it as a Rockies snowpack. That's because in the Rockies, it's generally really cold, and cold temperatures don't bode well for our snowpack. So let's just talk about what's been happening. That Arctic air has produced some northeast to southeast winds, redistributing some snow. And in the last 48 hours, we have had some wind slabs in the area pop out, skier triggered and natural, to size 2. And those have been failing anywhere from 20 to 60 centimeters down. But let's not talk about what's happened. Let's talk about what's going to happen. Right now, I am in the summit weather plot at Whitewater Ski Resort. We are on a north aspect at 1950 meters. And I've dug a quick snow pit here. And getting in here, this is gonna be the big thing that I talked about last episode, and that I'm gonna talk about this episode, and that we're gonna hear a lot about in the coming week to 2 weeks, is we have our November 5th melt freeze crust, which in this pit is 75 centimeters down. And then anywhere from 5 to 10 centimeters above that, we have our November 17th surface hoar layer. Now look at between the surface hoar and the crust. Because of these cold temps, we have some really gnarly facets happening between there. Just some sugary, low density facets. Below this crust, look at that sugar. That's no good. That stuff does not bond together, and it's setting up for a weak instability deep in the snowpack. And then above our November 17th, the next big layer that I want to mention in this pit, it's down 22 centimeters, is our our December 17th surface hoar layer. So what is going to happen in the next week? We are going to be getting a significant amount of snow. We're looking at anything from 5 to 20 centimeters almost every day until December 29th. What that's going to do is it's going to add significant load to a snowpack that hasn't seen a load in a long time. What we'll initially start seeing is avalanches triggering on this December 17th surface hoar layer, which is already down 20 centimeters. And then we'll start seeing failures down on this November interface, this really weak interface. And so once we get this meter plus of snow, which we're probably looking at getting in the next week, we'll start seeing some really large avalanches. And what this is reminding me a lot of is last year, almost exactly what happened around this time. Last year we had a melt freeze crust that happened in early December. It had facets on top, and then we had about 2 weeks of really awesome snowfall, and then it set up for a really big avalanche cycle from here to Revelstoke, and we're setting up for a very similar event in the next week. So I can't highlight this enough to everybody. Be very cautious over the next week, over the holidays, about heading out. It's a good time to ski the resort, stick to simple terrain, and keep it mellow, because we're looking at some heavy snowfall, some warming temps, and we are going to see a widespread avalanche cycle. That is guaranteed. What else do I want to talk about? Avalanche Canada right now is calling the hazard considerable, and they have that hazard remaining at considerable for the next few days, and then we'll probably see it jumping up to high at some point in the next week. And I've touched on weather a bit, but we are looking at, 5 to maybe 10 centis today, and then another blip tomorrow of 5. Christmas Day looks like the dry period of maybe another 5, but then it's really ramping up on the 26th with some warming. Freezing levels will hang in on the 26th. It looks around, any models are anywhere from 900 to 1600 meters for the freezing level on Boxing Day. And then snow consistently, anywhere from 10 to 20 every day until the 29th. So we're looking at getting some good snow coming in here. Yeah, that's kind of all I want to hammer home. Be very, very cautious of these deeper instabilities. They're going to wake up. One consistent theme across the region is we've been hearing and seeing and feeling whoomps around the region like nothing most professionals have ever seen before. Whoomps where there's been the settlement of snow on flat areas that have spread across on this surface hoar and this melt freeze crust and shaking trees clean of snow. So that's a big sign of instability, and once we get the load on it like we're looking like getting, we're going to start seeing some major avalanches. Otherwise, I just want to wish everybody happy holidays. You know, if you're unsure of what to do, go to Avalanche Canada, read the hazard, and have a safe and happy holidays, everybody.